halfway point of the NFL season. Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. This will be taken in at the 1. And he will be marked down right there at the 20-yard line.
Let's go. At their own 20-yard line.
They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
On second down, Brinkley. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. Give him 3 yards on the run. Now they'll need to drop something good here on 3rd and 13.
Brings up 3rd down.
Mike 54. Brilliant. Check. Motion to alert. Hey, check 24. Alert.
From the gun, it's a run for Freeman. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down. Now Jordan Berry on to kick this one away. Back deep, Golden Tate. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35.
At their own 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Watch the backer.
Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. Rashaan Evans out of Alabama had the tackle defensively. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're under pressure now. Darnold, and he goes down. Nick Bosa. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
And with a 3rd and 13 here, dime look.
Hey, zoom.
A shotgun snap for Darnold. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Solid gain of 18 and a Raider first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
A first down carry by Elliott. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Hey, here we go. Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
Here's Darnold. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
Under crunch.
After the penalty, it's Elliott. And he's going to be met behind the line of scrimmage and taken down. And a penalty flag is going to come out on top of it. Well, they had stopped him for a loss on the run anyway, so they'll decline that.
It's almost a good psychological advantage, isn't it? You created a penalty, and you still couldn't gain yards against us. No way we need to take that one.
54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Come on. You better protect.
Here's Darnold now on 2nd down. He's got his man. This is Dotson. Past the 12. Josh Dotson. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Josh Dotson. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And they're going to stop him short of the 20 with a penalty flag down. And what's the call here? So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Now here's the first carry for Amir Abdullah. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 50-yard line.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4.
Get that quarterback. And on the Check 99.
They run. Devontae Freeman. Big Geno Atkins there to bring him down. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Watch the screen. Pass. Check. Lucky. 80. Hey, exit. 2 draw quarters.
On 3rd down, Devontae Freeman. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
Middle. Watch the slack. Hey, Alpha.
Now Rosen on 1st down. He'll hit Jackson, complete. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Check. Watch 54. Watch 80. We got. Hey, Haywood.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. James Bradbury there to make the tackle.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll run again. This time it's Abdullah. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. The tackle made there by Linval Joseph.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5.
80. Alert. Check. General West.
Freeman. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down. 3 yards in the wrong direction. Now Ryan Suckup will come on and try the field goal. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Check it back.
On 2nd down, Elliott. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. They'll try the sweep with Elliott. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On 2nd down now. It's Elliott, and tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard, stop short of the 35. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on third down.
54, right there. Hey, Foxtrot.
Darnold from the gun. Oh, he almost had the rare interception. The big fella couldn't hang on, though. Incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
Toe
that.
bashed it.
Super toe.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Now a handoff here to his running back. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. The tackle there by Mark Barron.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker.
Now it's Rosen, and that is incomplete. That close on third down, I think everybody probably expecting a run. Instead, they go to the air on 3rd and short yardage.
I realize this is a passing league, and they're liable to throw the ball on any down and distance. But that short, I do question the call. Run the football and pick it up.
Now this is going to work out well as it's out of bounds near the 13-yard line.
At their own 13-yard line.
The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see.
At the 16-yard line.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Watch 54. Ain't no shit, lady. We taking wins home. Bang, 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 bang. Check safety, check safety.
They'll run with Elliott. And good yardage as he gets this one up to about the 23. It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation.
We go sign. Mike spot 4. Watch the run, watch the run.
10 carry now for Elliott. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
3-yard loss on the play. It's 4th down.
Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes.
First and 10 at their own 13-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
If you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Check curls, check curls. Alert.
Hey, let's go.
Play action here with Rosen. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they had incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. And he's got a man open. That's Allen. And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Rosen to throw. That's caught by Jackson. A gain of 6 there on 1st. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Hey, high 7.
Again, it's Rosen. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by a former first-round pick, Patrick Robinson. And he'll take this all the way down inside the 40. Of course, they had the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
That's how the defense score points.
We're going to sign 54. Mike 54. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Now Elliott. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Now let's see who this is on. So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver. Penalty flag had to come out.
Right there. 54, right there. 54, Mike. Man out.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half.
Mike. 54's Mike. Check. Watch 54. Come to work, young lady. We want it. Come to my world. Hatchet.
They keep on the ground with Elliott. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. Fairbairn able to put this one through. So a late turnover leads to a quick drive, and in turn that quick drive leads to 3 points.
So someone makes a mistake, But how about the other side, learning from that mistake, taking care of the ball, and making sure they put some points on the board? Well done.
The Dolphins take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Kill.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. And how about this right out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. The Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway. A very interesting call and one that backfires. I know they're losing, Charles, but boy, to start the second half with the onside kick, risky.
Felt like a sense of urgency from their side, coupled with, you and I both know the special teams coordinators. They sell their key plays each and every week to the head coach, don't they? And I'll guarantee he's been selling this one. We can get it, coach. We can get it. And that came together with that sense of urgency you talked about. I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. And he's able to get this one down to about the 40.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The line to gain is the 33 on third down.
Let's see what you got. 54 is Mike. Move. Check. Watch 54.
Darnold down to throw. Under pressure now, Darnold, and he goes down. Aaron Donald in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he'll punt it away for the second time. This is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. On second and 15 now. Rosen, he's got the hook up with Conley. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
From the 32 now, here's first and 10.
Mike 54.
Rosen will throw. And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack. Ndamukong Suh with a sack. We've seen that a ton since he entered the league in 2010. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down.
58 for Mike, 58.
Now Rosen looking to throw. Caught here by Conley. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open. That makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And now it's Rosen looking. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Carl Nassib drops him for a loss of 14 yards, and it also brings up 4th down. Here's Jordan Berry now as he's on to punt for Miami. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And that one will skip out of bounds as the linesman will mark this thing right at the 15-yard line.
15-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 22-yard line.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Watch the slap. Watch the slap. Watch the
They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. The good run on 1st down followed up by a not-so-good run on 2nd down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on 3rd down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
We're going to start. 54. Mike, 54.
I smell fear in that offense. I smell fear in that offense.
3rd and 2, Darnold. And that is incomplete.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he's on to punt for Oakland. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. "47-yard punt, a return of 4. And it'll be Dolphin football. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Line of scrimmage, the 31, as they line up 2nd and 10.
58. Run that. Mike, 58, right there.
Man, that's trash.
Here's Rosen. He's got Freeman here. It's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Check. Watch 54. In the face. Hey, alert 3.
Hey, alert.
On 1st down, Brinkley. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Well, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game.
7 yards on the play, and just like that, it's third down. From midfield now, here's Rosen. Gets it off to Freeman. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. Back now here on EA Sports. It's Dolphin football, but they trail here as we get set for the fourth. Rosen now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Now Rosen. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
This is Freeman. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave them with 3rd and still 7 yards to go. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
4th down. Here's Rosen. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Geno Atkins and the Raider D, they get the football back. The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Right there, right there. 54 Mike.
Tighten up. Pull it together.
They go to Elliott again. An 8-yard gain, so that gets them halfway there. Now they're left with a 3rd and 8 more.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. The Raiders on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Here's Elliott. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. A nice run leaves him just inches from a first. Could they possibly be tempted to try this on 4th and about a foot? The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches.
Watch the screen.
Running with Elliott. And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. Just enough push up front. He only needed about 6 inches. He didn't get a whole lot more than that.
No, but he made sure he got enough so they didn't have to worry about measuring it or making it even close. Ends up picking up a couple of yards in a situation, as you noted, where he only needed inches.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Check hot, bro. Hot. Kill.
This is Elliott. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
On 2nd down, it's Elliott. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down. Well, that looked like an example of what you said back in the first half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that. I
think you're exactly right. And know what else he's doing? He's inspiring the rest of his team because they see this starting to happen as well. So that means they're going to redouble their efforts to help him out. Extra blocking, getting downfield, helping him out.
On 1st down, Drake. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
2nd and 12 at the 24-yard line.
A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12. They stay on the ground with Drake. And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. That was the 8th play of the drive, so a somewhat fitting pickup of 8 yards.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Raiders on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 4. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the 1st. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
A 31-yard attempt.
The kick by Fairbairn is good. And the lead stretches 16-3 now. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt. Obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw is Rosen. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Justin Reed. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. The first down carried by Elliott doesn't amount to much, as he'll get forward for about a couple. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8.
Cut.
Again, it's Elliott. Making the stop there, Danielle Hunter.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
A 1-yard gain brings up 3rd and 6.
We're going to sack. Mike, 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Hey, come on, 80. Tighten up.
On 3rd down, Elliott. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And last time, 1-play interceptions. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Second and 10. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that one almost intercepted. Call it a 50-50 ball. It falls incomplete, and now 3rd down. Tried to go for the big one there on 2nd down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
He's going to let it fly. He's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10.
Right there. 54 Mike. Hey, here we go.
They want to go to the air again with Rosen. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now.
Incomplete. Shaquille Griffin there defensively.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Hey, Haywood. Watch the run.
Rosen to throw again. Pressure comes, and down goes Rosen. So this one, a victory for the Oakland Raiders. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for Oakland, they move back over 500 now at 4-3. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Miami, the loss drops them back to 4-3 so far. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Seahawks in Seattle. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.